Welcome back to the Bounce Podcast. I'm your host, Ayub, and we have an exciting new guest with us today. Joining us is the talented Ruben Borg, a rising star in the world of basketball. Currently playing AAU in North Carolina. Ruben, it's a pleasure to have you on, man.
Appreciate you guys having me on today.
No worries, bro. No worries. So, obviously, I know, you're an amazing basketball player. We've seen some of your highlights, but like straight away, we're going to have to get into quick fire questions. So, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, what was your favorite move on the court?
I'd say my favorite move is probably a hezzy pull-up three. I would say so.
Okay, I see you. What's the best advice you've ever received?
Best advice I've ever received is just I'd say risking is better than regretting, and no one ever regretted working hard.
Damn, that's cold, actually. Toughest person you've had to guard?
Toughest person I've had to guard. Oof. I'll give a shout out to one of the guys that's over here right now. His name's Lewis Walker. He's toughest player I've had to guard.
Shout out to Lewis. What is your favorite pregame meal?
Favorite pregame meal? I'd say a bowl of pasta, probably. No good carbs. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Who's your dream teammate, past or present?
My dream teammate, I would say it could be anyone.
Yeah, anyone.
I would say I want to team up with one of my mates from back home again because it's been a while since I played with him. So one of my mates back home. Shout out Brad.
What's your favorite basketball shoe right now?
Favorite basketball shoe right now is the GT Cuts 2. I'd say they're the best right now. I'd say.
And who's the GOAT in your opinion? Now this is controversial, but go ahead.
Ooh, I got LeBron, Jordan, I got Kobe. Kobe's my favorite out of all of them, but I'd have to say probably LeBron. Right now, I'd have to say LeBron.
Favorite song?
Ooh, favorite song? Sideline Story by J. Cole. I'm a big J. Cole guy. Sideline Story.
Oi. Shout out J. Cole.
Shout out J. Cole. I like that shit. Shout out Cole.
Yo.
Shout out Cole.
Alright. What's your all-time starting five?
All-time starting five. At the one, I'm gonna have to give it to probably Curry. At the two, I'd have to give it to Kobe. At the three, I'll give it to I'll switch. I'll put Kobe at the three. I'll put Jordan at the two, LeBron at the four, and we'll go Shaq at the five. No one's stopping that team.
No change. That is a hard team to beat. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
And the last one is favorite memory on the basketball court.
I would say last year I had a game-winning steal, then a game-winning layup. That's like the only time I've gotten like a game-winning shot. I was playing really bad that whole game, and then that really kind of made up for it at the end. And it was in the playoffs last year for my team. So yeah, that was probably the best moment.
Oh damn, yeah, that's sick. Well, now we're gonna get into your background and how you kind of started your basketball journey. So let's kind of dive into it. How did you get to where you are today?
I would say first of all, it started when I was like 11 years old. I stopped playing soccer. I wasn't very good at it, and I always grew up playing soccer. And so I was like, oh, what other sport can I play? And I really liked watching basketball, so I dove into basketball, and I started off by playing basketball when I was really, really young. And I wasn't very good. I just enjoyed playing it. I loved watching it. And then over time, I started to develop a passion for it and a drive for it. I was like, I actually really like this. I really love putting in the work and stuff. So after time, I just kept working, and I just eventually saw myself going to different levels, and that's really how it happened. And yeah.
What kind of age did you kind of feel like, okay, wait, this is like something I can actually take seriously?
I would say I used to watch all the slam videos, and I used to be like, wow, these guys are like good, and they're like going places with this. I was like, I can do that too. If they can do it, why can't I do it? So
yeah, for real. Well, to everyone who doesn't know, how old are you?
I'm 17 right now. I'm in my grade 11 in America right now.
What kind of motivated you to kind of take it seriously and go to America and all this stuff, which is really cool?
I would say before I went on tour to come over here, it was like a little thing with Recruiting Boost. My dad was like, oh, you always need to play basketball in the States. Like, you need to play high school. I was like, nah, I don't need to do that. Like, that's crazy. Me leaving my family and everyone I know and everything I love to go play it. I'm like, nah, I wouldn't do that ever. And I went on tour with Recruiting Boost, the first tour. And I done pretty well. And I had a couple like high schools and prep schools were actually reaching out. But that stuff didn't work out because there was like some rules at the school and stuff. And then this school I'm at now, Winston-Salem Christian, popped up. And I came over here. I was like, you know what? I'll give it a try. Like, if I really, really love this sport and willing to give it my all, I'll come over here and leave everything I know and love behind.
Well, how's it been going? Like, just like tell us about your experience so far.
It started off pretty rocky actually. When I got over here, I broke my wrist 2 weeks in since being here in an open gym, and I feel like that was like I was like, oh, like why would I come over here and then break my wrist? Like, do I have to go back home now or like what? But I continued working.
Yeah,
I've done a lot of stuff for my legs, a lot of conditioning, a lot of defense, left hand stuff. I didn't take any days off. Like even with a broken arm, like there was videos and stuff. Everyone was calling me crazy, but no, that was good. And then I would say yeah. After that, went pretty good. The season went pretty well. I mean, we didn't end up winning in the end, but we had a pretty good team. And then AAU, it's pretty good. We played pretty well. We had a pretty good team. Then it switched up halfway through around July. We played pretty well. We actually ended up winning a tournament at the end of the season. So yeah, went pretty well.
that's actually really good.
Yeah.
How did you break your wrist, by the way? If you
Oh, so it was an open gym, and there was like a semi-fast break, and I jumped off 1 foot. I'm not a 1 foot jumper. I'm a
Mhm,
2 foot jumper, and I grabbed the rim and I
mm.
slipped my hand slipped and I landed on the ground on both my wrists like that. So
Oh,
yeah,
damn, bro. Yeah,
yeah,
nah,
wasn't
that's
fun.
crazy. Damn.
Wasn't fun. Wasn't
Nah,
fun.
it was not fun, bro. But I'm glad you're feeling better now, bro.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
Well, okay, now we're gonna like kind of talk about AAU. So, how did you transition into it? Because you mentioned already that you played in AAU. So, what's it like going from Australian ball to AAU?
The biggest difference, I think everyone says this, is athleticism. Like the guys over here, back home, you probably see two or three guys that can really dunk. Over here, everyone on the team can dunk. Everyone on the team is fast. I mean, it's just matching that athleticism, and I feel like in Australia, the skill and the IQ is much higher. I feel like we play with a lot more sets and like a lot more structure. Over here, it's just if you can play, you're gonna play, and it's just
Yeah.
go. Especially in AAU, in high school ball, it's kind of more sets and stuff, but in AAU, it's just play. Like if you can play, you play.
How did this opportunity come about?
I would say the opportunity came from my performance in the recruiting boost. Like the AAU circuits were on, and the guy that ran the tour, Cassius, he actually reached out to the school, and the school reached back to him, and they said, "Yeah, we have a spot for Ruben if he really wants to come." So I came over, and
Oh,
yeah,
yo, that's so sick.
yeah.
So what's been your favorite part in that school or just in the world, like playing in the States?
My favorite part is I get to stay and sleep on campus when it means I can walk down a couple steps. I'm at the gym, and I love the gym, so that's all I can ask for really.
Yo,
Straight here.
yeah, that's pretty good. That is pretty good.
Yeah.
Speaking about the States, what's the States like compared to Australia? Because everyone has their own opinions about this stuff, but what's yours?
I've kind of gotten used to it now, but when I first came over, I would say the States are a lot like it's a lot more like freely, and people live more like in their own worlds kind of thing. Like they're not really like stuck up on what other people are doing. They're focused on their own type of thing, and I feel like that's how America has a lot more like famous people and a lot more people that go for their goals. Because I feel like in Australia, people focus more on other people's goals instead of their own, and so like I feel like people here are more goal driven and more. I'll say the Americans are weird too, but like they still got some goals set for themselves. So.
I've heard a lot about the food there. What do you think about the food over there?
So last year we had some chefs. They cooked alright food, but sometimes it wasn't the best. But like in general, um, American food is a lot more like fattening and a lot more like sugar infused, and it's just not as healthy as Australian food.
When you fractured your wrist, how difficult was that period for you? Because like obviously it would have been a bit hard. Obviously you would have been a bit down maybe. And how did you maintain your motivation during that time?
So when I fractured my wrist, at like the first 2 days, like or the first that night, I went to the hospital. I came back, like I couldn't even hold my towel to take a shower because my wrist was hurting that much, and my left hand was all sprained and like bruised, so I couldn't like it was sore as well. So I could barely hold my towel to take a shower. So at first I was like, why me? Like why did this happen to me? Like I moved over here for like a better to achieve my dreams, and then I just end up breaking my wrist. But I realized I'm like I could either sit here and be like, "Oh no, why me?" Or I can change my mindset and be like, "Why did this happen? What other aspects is like God trying to tell me to focus on?" He could be trying to say, "You need to get your bounce up. You need to get your
Yeah.
cardio up. Your left hand needs to get better." So I legit just done everything I could do without without my wrist. Like I was on the Vertimax nearly every day. I was in the weight room a lot. I was still doing left hand dribbles. I mean, defensive slides. Like man, I was working even with a broken wrist. Like people used to see me and like, why are you working out? Like you have a broken wrist. Like you have a cast on. I'd be like, man, I don't know. I just love it. You know, like I love to work, so it's good.
That's really good though, because I mean I feel like if you just like kind of just sat there and did nothing, then nothing was going to change. You know what I mean? So
That's true.
like you
That's true.
it's good that you put your mind to it. Your sophomore season at Winston Salem Christian, I was pretty impressive. Can you tell us more about the season?
My sophomore season, last season, I'd say it was pretty good. I averaged around 15 points, 6 rebounds, and like 3 assists. I would say it went pretty good as my first season in the States in high school, and our team didn't end up winning it. I think we lost in the second round of the state playoffs. No, in the conference playoffs, and we lost, I think, in the first round of the state playoffs, which was bad. But I mean, it was overall a great experience. Like the coaching staff here at the school is really good. The facility and the teachers and everything is really, really good. So it was good to be here. It's a great experience, and I mean, I probably would have liked to average a little bit more rebounds maybe, but like is what it is. It's my first season and improved since then. So yeah,
The only way from here is up anyway. So like
that's true.
what kind of training you doing right now?
Do you want me to go through my schedule?
If you want, you just say yeah. Go ahead.
All right. I would say I wake up around 5 o'clock. Walk down to the gym. I get like a 2 hour workout in before school, and then go to school all day. Then my eighth period class, which is my last period class, I have weights. So we have a weightlifting class. So I lift after that, and then after that I might go up to the gym up the street because the gym right now is packed. Like there's teams practicing every day in there, so I might go up and get some extra shots up or whatever. If not, I'll do my homework and stuff, and then I have team practice that night, and then I'll have team practice for 2 hours or hour and a half, whatever it is. Then I'll probably get shots up after that, or lift after that again, then go to sleep and then do it again.
Well, everyone knows that's a good. But first of all, that is a crazy schedule. But I mean, everyone knows that you still need a rest. So do you have a set like rest period for yourself or?
Me personally, I don't like rest days, but I know my body needs them some days. I feel really guilty taking rest days. So it'll probably be a Sunday where we don't really have much on. But if my body needs it, my mind needs it, I'll take a rest day. But if I don't need it, then I won't take it. But I just listen to my body.
Yeah, no, that's good though. At least you're in tune with your body and just don't overwork it. Well, how has your training developed since going to the States? Like, what was your training like before, or then like how has it changed when you went to the States?
When I was at home, I didn't have access to the gym like how I do now. So I'd only have like, I'd get up before school, I'll do some dribbling or go for a run. But then I'll work out with my trainer, Cortez Groves. I'll work out with him mostly every day. He's really good. He really helped with my development. And then we would have team. The main thing in Australia compared to America is the team practice, man. Like we would practice twice a week back home for a top rep team in our area, and over here we're practicing every day as a team. Like there's a big difference. Um, so we would practice twice a week back home as a team, which wasn't enough. And then yeah, I have workouts and I'll just go shoot by myself. But then when I came over here, it transitioned to I live right next to the gym, so why don't I just go to the gym as much as possible? So I go to the gym. I lift. Weight room's right next to the gym, so I lift. I'll get shots up. I can go for runs. Like there's so much access to do when you live on campus, and it's just the American like lifestyle, especially basketball wise. Like everyone over here thinks they're the best, and everyone over here believes they're the best. So their mindset is just
That's
gonna be I'm
actually
the best. So just gonna be like everyone thinks they're the best, so you got to prove why they're not the best. And the only way you can do that is by beating them in a 1v1, playing them in a game, or like competitive stuff. It's always competitive, especially when I live in the dorm with around 30, 40 guys. It gets competitive, so it's a good environment to be in to challenge yourself.
you already picked up a D1 offer for college. What
A
does that mean to you?
JUCO, D1 JUCO.
Oh, JUCO, sorry.
What does that mean to me? I'll say it's a good stepping stone in the right direction because I was talking to one of my friends about it, and they were saying like only like 0.2% of high school basketball players actually get an offer to play in any level of college. Sure, a JUCO, it's going to be tough if I go JUCO, but I still got 2 more years in high school, so it's a good stepping stone. I mean, I would like to play at a higher level, and I hope to pick up another other offers from other schools in a higher level. But it's a good stepping stone in the right direction, I'd say so.
No, 100%. I mean, you're in year 11 now. You've got, I think, wait, is one more, or I guess 2 more years now. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you're only gonna get better from here, bro. You've made it all the way to the States. That's crazy. What's coming up next for you? So as you head into your junior year, what are you expecting, and like, what are your kind of your goals for the upcoming season?
I would say my goals for this upcoming season would be to get better, obviously, every day. Um, I'm focused on stuff I can control. Like, I'm not gonna worry about offers and worry about all this stuff, and that will come if I put in the work and play how I want to play. I mean, it's just performing on the court is really what I'm expecting. It's performing because I work really hard and performing, and we've been training as a team really well, and our team's gelling together really well. So I'm expecting a big season for all of us, and yeah, I feel like it should be good.
Hopefully, you guys get that dub. I already know. I've got a feel. I reckon you guys will. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna say it right now. I'm gonna call it before it happens. Well, how do you plan to kind of continue developing as a player?
I plan to continue to develop by always seeking advice from people that have done what I'm trying to do, and seeking advice from people around me that are doing what I'm doing as well, to see different perspectives. But I would say I'd also just keep working hard, obviously, studying film, asking advice from coaches, players, and just people that have wisdom around me. I'd say using that to my benefit would really help.
Yeah, no, that's a really good idea as well. I feel like you gotta put yourself out there, and you gotta ask questions as well. Asking questions always is really I think it's something very underrated as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Before we go, I kind of want to ask you, or give you the stage maybe, to kind of send a message to everyone that's listening. Say whatever you want to say, and yeah.
I would say back yourself, because if I didn't back myself, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. And always continue to work hard, because you never know who's watching. And just back yourself all the way, and don't care about what other people think, because they're not living in your shoes. And trust in God, number one.
That's cold, bro. That's cold. Well, that's the end. Thank you, Ruben, for coming on. It's been a blast. It's been great, like learning about you, hearing your story, and also, hopefully everything goes good for you, and hopefully the season goes great.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me on.